This video we reacted to is Tony Brienne, The Horrors of Hollywood, Inside World of Yachting and Celebrity Sex Work. Now this stood out because, the Diddy trial just came and went, wasn't really focused on that. But a lot of shit a lot of negative shit when it comes to the sex trade and shit like that, it happens on boats. And it happens with the top of the top to where it's like, they use the sex trade, or they'll get like younger females or younger boys and sex trade them and put people in a bad, vulnerable position because they want to use that against them. So they'll never they can't cross them because it's like, you try to cross me, oh yeah, you just had sex with this kid, and I got the video and the proof to go ahead and put your ass out and put you in jail. And so we gonna go ahead and get into this shit and see what she's talking about.
We all know the world of Hollywood is full of secrets. From NDAs, secret relationships, fake relationships, fabricated PR moves, and even secret islands. But one of the absolute worst kept secrets...
I almost said shout out to Epstein, but nah, not shout out to that nigga. Nah. No RIP to him, no shout out to Epstein, nope, none of that.
...is yachting. A term that at one hand might sound luxurious, but beneath the surface, it reveals a network of exploitation, power, control, and an operation that has been running for decades. This is not just about models and influencers being flown out. This is about women, many of them being young, ambitious, and hopeful, being pulled into a system that profits from their silence.
You notice how let's go back and look at that picture.
It's about models and influencers being flown out. This is about women, many of them being...
Like, do you notice like the similarities? Do you notice look at this? I don't even gotta do this. I could just turn this on. Like, do you notice? Yeah. You don't see no beautiful melanated queens on that shit. You don't see no beautiful melanated queens on that shit. So shout out to my beautiful melanated queens.
Young, ambitious, and hopeful, being pulled into a system that profits from their silence and trauma. Welcome to another episode of The Horrors of Hollywood. This time, we're discussing yachting. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Tony Brienne, and as you guys heard already, we will be discussing yachting in today's video. But y'all know, before we get into any video, I like to bless and put some positivity on videos, okay? Because we can't always be negative when we're talking about things.
Oh,
so
God.
Let's first start off with the quote of the day. Today's quote of the day is, "I am full of hope, and I won't let anyone take that away from me." Today's verse of the day is Isaiah chapter 40, verse 29, and it reads, "He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak." As you guys know, the Tony Brienne TV show is officially a podcast, so you no longer have to just watch me, you guys can also listen to me. I'm available on all audio streaming platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Audible. So if you guys want to listen to me on the way to work, while you're cleaning, while you're working, all my social media platforms will be linked here. I am Tony Brienne TV across basically all my platforms. So follow my accounts on Instagram, Tony Talks TV and Tony Brienne TV. Follow me on TikTok. I am TBTV Clips on TikTok, along with Tony Brienne TV on TikTok and The Decision Podcast on TikTok. And all of my social media platforms will be listed down below. Remember, we are on the road to 300,000 subscribers, and once we hit 295K, there will be a massive giveaway that you guys will not want to miss out on. So please be sure to tell your mamas, your aunties, your daddies, your uncles to subscribe to Tony Brienne TV, okay? And of course, please be sure to check out my podcast, The Decision.
I ain't telling nobody to subscribe to not shit when they not subscribed to me. Why? What the fuck do I look like telling another nigga to subscribe to something they not even subscribed to me? Fuck I look like? Come on now. Nigga, subscribe to Joking Podcast. Sorry, Joking Media. Subscribe to Joking Media /podcast. Subscribe to the Real Nykel YouTube. And subscribe to Nasik and 51 Trey.
Podcast. It's all about how one choice can impact your...
But also subscribe to, Tony Brand as well. But make sure you do ours first though. Like, I'm not gonna hold it. I'm not gonna tell you not to subscribe to somebody because I love my beautiful melanated queens. But subscribe to us first, man.
Your life. And if you want to be a guest on the Decision Podcast, the form will be linked down below as well. The Decision Podcast is available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts as well. And yeah, that is all the housekeeping for now. So let's get straight into today's video. Taking you in this moment. So what really is yachting? Well, yachting is code for elite level sex work or escorting, and it is especially common among models, influencers, and actresses. Think of your fave influencer who's always traveling, rocking designer bags, living in high-rise apartments, always doing unboxing hauls, but you never see them with any sponsorship deals on their page. And
my thing is, I don't even know any influencers like that. I don't even be tapped into, like, that's how you know this is a female-driven page. Not female-driven page, but a female audience. Because, like, she's talking about, think about all the influencers that you see are always yachting, always da-da-da-da. You know they're not talking about no niggas. Straight just females. But it's like, I don't think I've ever, like, my page is, my Twitter and my TikTok is not filled with females, and if it is, like, I instantly block them. Not block them, but I instantly, like, say I'm not interested. But there's really the females out here watching other females be on boating trips or doing unboxing or, you know, going on trips every fucking week, and then also thinking, how the fuck are they doing that? Who is providing that lifestyle? And the guys, they don't watch it, but they already know. It's a nigga. It's a nigga that's rich. But it's like, I don't understand how females get entertainment from that. From watching other people, like, live lavish lives. I don't know if they're trying to live vicariously through them, but, and another thing too is, like, with females watching that and, you know, watching the other females live a high, like, higher end socially and economically, like, higher end life like that, and going shopping every day, I believe that's gonna disappoint females, like regular females, when they try to go on trips, and kind of discourage them from going on their own trips, because, like, yeah, you know, let's go to Miami, or let's go to the hot spots. It's expensive just to get down there and just to get a room, and then also you got to pay to get in the clubs and shit like that. But that's a trip that you want to try to flex on everybody with, versus, say you should go to, like, you could go to maybe Egypt. Only thing that's kind of expensive you have to pay for is the flight. Once you get there, literally be with the town people, learn about their culture. You know, enjoy life in Egypt, not to flex, but just to have a great time. And it's a way more inexpensive trip. Y'all not thinking about that. So it alters the mind when females watch that type of stuff, in my opinion.
They never mention anything about a job. And then you have the ladies that barely post on Instagram but are living a very luxurious lifestyle. And you're just like, where the heck are you getting all of this money from? Well, 9 out of 10 times, it's because they are high-level escorts with a lot of money being made by yachting. So I gave you guys a brief definition of what yachting is, but in more depth, yachting is most commonly used to describe the practice of being paid to spend time and be pictured with wealthy clients, often aboard mega yachts. Now, these aren't just your typical yachts. Y'all think of yachts like, okay, really big boat, but no, these mega yachts are literally mansions on water. They feature amenities like swimming pools, gyms, helicopter pads, spas,
damn near, it's a fucking cruise ship,
large bedrooms, including a multiple of other things depending on the size of the mega yacht. And they'll have a full service crew, including a captain, chefs, cleaning people. It's basically a cruise but owned by typically one man. Yeah. And typically these men are billionaires who have cravings for young women. Well, not just young women, young beautiful women. And these young women sometimes gleefully or unknowingly or knowingly hop on these yachts yachts with these men. And it is considered a popular formula for the it girls that we see on social media and rising stars that we see on red carpets to raise their profile. But it has a very murky underbelly of sexual exploitation, coercion, and trafficking. Aspiring actors and models, and even
Nigga, when I get a yacht, cause me, Key, just my family, we get a yacht. It's gonna get crazy. But when we get a yacht, Key, if you in here, you already know. We get a basketball court. Like I saw, which is cool because I mean the amenities, you know, the pool, the hot tub, the gym, shit like that. All I didn't see was a fucking basketball court. We get a basketball court on that bit. Now, it may be a little bit sus because we out in the middle of the ocean and a nigga airball it and go out and, but we'll have plenty of them, plenty of basketballs, so we ain't gotta worry about that. Or we'll just have like a little net, like have a little net to where like it can't happen. Either way, it's gonna be a basketball court. Niggas gonna get dunked on in the ocean. Gots to. Niggas gonna get dunked on in the ocean, bro.
women who are already somewhat established in the industry often enter into yachting with the intention of raising their profiles. They're told it's an opportunity to network, make connections, and gain social access to elite circles. And at first glance, it looks like a dream. You get to take exotic trips, you're on these mansions on the water, you get designer clothes, beautiful yachts, and high-value men. But trust and believe, that luxury comes at a cost. As former yacht girls have explained, typically anonymously, many women are recruited by friends, co-stars, or even other yacht girls who pitch it as a modeling or acting opportunity. But once these girls arrive on that yacht, the reality becomes much darker. What starts off looking like a paid party gig, just being flown out, sipping champagne, looking good, and taking pictures with some of the most elite, it can very quickly blur into something else, and it does. These girls are paid to attend events, they're invited on trips, promised exposure, and while some go willingly, believing they're there for legitimate work, they quickly realize they're expected to perform acts that they may have not been made aware of beforehand. And unfortunately, once you get on that boat, your power is gone. That yacht owner controls your surroundings, your flight, your access, and your exit. And as we stated in my video on the horror of cruises, once you get into water, the line gets very blurred on what is and is not a law. And
I was just about to bring that up. Shit with the cruises, man. Oh God. See, that's why I said boats, that's where the sex working and shit like that, that's where they, especially on these big fucking conglomerates, like these big ass like multi-billion-dollar businesses like Royal Caribbean, Disney, Carnival, Celebrity. There's more ships that I don't even know about, but bro, the cruise lines, bro, it's fucking crazy.
not only that, you're among some of the people that make the rules as they go, because we all know money is power, and if you have enough money, you get away with anything.
And the thing is too, with a lot of these millionaires and billionaires too, is that they're so driven by greed, lust, gluttony, like low vibrational stuff, to where they'll make you feel uncomfortable with certain things they ask, especially because they could get anything that they want. And I'm sure that they've pretty much had every single female that they wanted and done every single sexual act. And so when you do every single thing, like you're gonna have a base of freak. When you do every single thing that you want to, and then do a little bit more when you get to like the foursomes or threesomes, like all that shit, like you're gonna, like you stepped up to like Diddy levels. Like there's people out here, millionaires and billionaires, that do worse than fucking Diddy. And we don't know about it because of how powerful they are. And the NDAs and all this other shit. So yeah, just think about, you know, yeah, it's gonna be a good time. You're gonna be on a yacht. You're gonna be flexing on your friends on social media, but it's like, but at what cost? Your spirit, your soul, your sanity, your mindset. Like they could easily be like, "Oh, I want you to do this. I don't feel," and you say, "I don't feel comfortable." Oh, really? Okay. All right, cool. You don't feel comfortable? Bet. What Rick Ross say? Put a Molly on our drink. Do that shit. Or they be asking, nah, they're gonna be aggressive. Like, you gonna do it because you on my boat. Or they'll kick your ass off the boat. Ain't no telling. It just depends on how they feeling that day.
You guys, how cool are these glasses? All you have to do is snap these on, and you have a completely different look every single time.
Glasses.
This is my second pair of eyewear, and I swear I get more and more obsessed. So now let's go into the pipeline from IG baddie to yacht girl. How exactly do these IG baddies get into this industry, whether knowingly or unknowingly? So it doesn't just start on a yacht. No, you're not just walking around and some random man says, hey, hop on my boat. Y'all, if you're from Miami or you've been to Miami, you're thinking about the little dogs that have their nice boats. Now, boats are a lot of money, but we're talking about the ones that have mega yachts, okay? There is a whole entire thing that happens behind the scenes in order to get certain girls on these boats and for this to be a very private business. So it typically starts with a DM or a club appearance, a photo shoot, or a vague modeling opportunity. You'll have an agent promising exposure, a promoter offering an invite to a private after party. And at first, it feels like a win. You're finally being seen. You think you're a baddie. You're like, oh my God, all these rich people want to be around me. They're inviting me to these private parties on boats. Like, I made it. Or this is just the start. Finally, your beauty, your vibe, your online persona is getting the attention you know that it's so much deserved. In your head, you're like, I've been posting, I've been growing, I've been pulling this aesthetic that so many people say that they like. And now someone with status or money is finally acknowledging you. But that's the trap, okay?
Yeah,
because
they lusting after
many
you.
women, especially those trying to break into modeling, acting, or influencing, this is how the pipeline begins. So let's start with step one. You have a scout. So not all these scouts are working for top brands, okay? It's not a Wilhelmina scout. The scout is typically someone that works in nightlife. And some even work at agencies that blur the lines between talent management and escorting. And for some, well, they're women themselves. Former yacht girls that were recruited and are now recruiting. So you'll get a DM like, you'd be
damn near, what's her name? Fucking it's like Giselle and Maxwell or some shit like, or starts with a G. A G Maxwell, who did the recruiting for Jeffrey Epstein. Is it Giselle Maxwell? It's something. Starts with a G, but straight just doing that.
Perfect for this event in Monaco, all expenses paid. Or do you want to make a quick $5,000 if you just come to this party with me? Or we're casting for a fashion show in Dubai. Once again, all expenses paid. Or we're looking for pretty girls for a summer trip. It's easy money. And you're probably thinking, I would never accept that invitation, but...
Man, fuck that. Nigga, if I'm a bad bitch, but I'm broke, hand me that $5,000. I just got mace in my goddamn purse. I got mace in my purse. I don't know how to fight. And I'm chilling. Or I'll just have that resting bitch face. Because that resting bitch face is cool. And it's like, alright, I'm going to get my money, but I'll probably fuck up the vibe and shit like that. Or maybe I'll just be very personable, just chill, have a great time, and have, I don't know, I'm not a female. But I'm taking that $5,000, going to Dubai. I'm doing all that shit. I give a fuck, nigga. But I'm not fucking. I just learned how to lead men on. But I don't know though. Because remember, they billionaires. So it's like, you gotta be mindful of that as well. And I'm saying you gotta be mindful of that when I'm making an example of myself as a female.
That may be trying to recruit you is probably someone that's already well known. Like, imagine a girl in your DMs that has 300k followers and she gets lots of likes and she's beautiful. You're probably just thinking she just wants a friend to go on the trip with and she thinks I'm pretty and I'd be great to go on this trip with. Or maybe we're both going to be collaborating where I get some of her followers and she gets some of mine. They frame it as promotional modeling, hostessing, or just looking cute and posting content. And technically that's not a lie, because a lot of y'all fave influencers, all those pictures that they're posting with no sponsorship deals or no ads attached to it, yeah, they're advertising something, all right. It's a theory that a lot of these
advertising that ass
are basically using Instagram as Backstage. Backstage is a website that people use in order to get auditions, look up casting calls, or get recruited for different gigs. And Instagram is just
I've definitely gone through Backstage. My mom put me onto that. And I've gotten several auditions and shit like that through Backstage. So I fuck with Backstage, man. I'm gonna get back on that sometime soon. I'm focusing on the podcast and focusing on growing this. So
like that.
I'm gonna get in my acting bag soon. I'm gonna get my acting bag.
But that's how they get you. You see a beautiful woman, you see she has it all made for her, and you would never in a million years think that they're selling it or escorting. But that gets into step 2 of the recruiting process, the NDA. Before any real information is given to you, you sign a contract. That contract is an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, which basically is you saying that you are not going to say anything that happens to you or you're going to get fined big money for it, okay? And like I said, these are billionaires on boats, and I promise you, you probably will not be able to afford the penalty. But they don't say it like that. The girl tells you, oh, it's meant to protect you. It's standard, that it ensures professionalism.
No,
but what it really
no.
does,
NDAs, and bro, you see this constantly. They even make jokes about it on social media, bro. Sign an NDA. Make sure the big people, make sure you have an NDA for the females you go fuck on them because they like to expose people. Look, the NDA, when you're signing it, it's never to protect you if you're signing it. The NDA is protecting the individual who made that NDA from being exposed. Now, I can say there's a two-way street where this could go, because when like celebrities who like aren't into some weird shit make people sign an NDA, it's most likely because back in the day, like they might have got exposed for some shit that they didn't want to get exposed for, because some female or potential, like, either some female is vindictive and they got tired of, the dudes got tired of fucking them, and she started exposing them and shit like that, and saying like, oh, he likes to do this weird shit, da 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 da, which she could have made it up, ain't no telling. But it's like, I want to avoid that. So you say some shit, I'm suing you, and you signed this, so you're cooked. Just don't say nothing. And then there's also the NDA to where I'm having you sign this because I'm going to do some weird shit, and I'm probably gonna, it's on some evil shit to where like that individual who's making the person sign that, yeah, we're gonna get some real shit, and you better not say shit, because if you do, your life is getting fucked up. And the individual who's signing it could be a good girl or somebody who just wasn't ready for that type of, or shouldn't even be exposed to that type of treatment or that type of environment. But they're going into that environment because of the opportunities and the money and the lavish lifestyle that's flashed in their face. So like I said, it's just a double-edged sword on both sides.
is that it silences you before you even know what you've signed up for. Because once that NDA is signed, the power dynamic shifts. You're no longer just a girl going on a girl's trip. You're a liability now that they control. A lot of former yacht girls have explained that.
And it's not just with males doing NDAs as well. It's also females as well. It goes hand in hand with both genders.
They were warned not to speak about anything that they saw, even to their friends. Some were told their phones would be monitored, while others said that they were stripped of all of their devices altogether. So once the aspiring IG model signs that NDA, she's now in their world, and you're going to face extreme isolation. So now you're in some of the meccas of yachting, which is Cairns, Mykonos, or Dubai. You're in their world. You don't get to pick your room, you don't choose who you're with, and you're escorted to events expected to look presentable and told to be nice. In some cases, girls are told they can't leave the hotel or yacht without approval, and flights home are in someone else's name. Your meals, transports, and outfits are either coordinated or arranged for you. But it's not luxury, y'all, okay? One ex-escort said in quote, "They make you feel like a princess, but you're in a glass cage," end quote. So yeah, you have all the perks and all the luxury, and you're dressed nice and all of these things, but you're not in control. They are. They make you look pretty and give you nice things so that you can be more docile and be more receptive to the things that they tell you to do and how to do. Now,
yeah, man, that's crazy, because it's like, I get this lavish lifestyle. I get to do whatever I want, but you really don't, because you don't have no freedom to go ahead and travel. You're there to make the billionaire feel better, look better, add that social status to the billionaire. You can't just go off and do whatever you want. Where'd you go? Where you trying to go? Where? Nah, we doing this. We chill here. You can have fun on this boat. Why Not saying it's like that, but I'm saying it's most likely gonna be like that. And it's funny because like that quote, treat like a princess but in a glass cage. In a glass cage reminds me of the military. They treat us like shit, but we had no expectation. Like we knew what we were doing. We knew. Like they even told us like, as of right now, on God, getting that motherfucker. On God, getting that motherfucker reading in, my good cousin. I fuck with that and I appreciate that. On God, I'm glad I'm the background noise. But yeah, when I was in the military, there was like, well, when I was in basic training and boot camp, there was like, yeah, prisoners right now have more rights than you have right now. And I said, well, ain't that about a bitch? Well, at least I get to leave. I mean, not for like 10 weeks, but at least I get to leave.
We're getting into the nitty gritty. That's step 4, the ass.
But yeah, we knew what we were getting into. These females don't.
Sometimes women will go 3 or 4 events before anything is said, but eventually the ass comes. So it can be either subtle or just blatant and explicit. The subtle version will be like, oh, he really likes you. You should go spend some more time with him. Or he said you're pretty. Or you guys will look cute together. And the explicit way would be, if you want to get paid, go to his room. If you want to make some real cash, go do this to him. Do you want to join me and go with him? We'll make triple of what we came here for.
See, these motherfucking billionaires and shit like that, man, they some bitches, man. I swear to God. They having a female do their work. And that's how, look, that's literally how it becomes escorting. Because having another person go be at some, like even a subtle way, like, hey, like, he fucked with you. Like, you should go ahead and da-da-da-da. Versus, man, nigga, I fly a female. I'm not going to fly a female. But say, like, when we get our yacht, right? I ain't gonna lie, I probably won't have no bitches on there unless I'm single. If I'm single, probably gonna have some bitches on there, maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe, I don't know. It's my yacht. We gonna do what we want. But regardless, these females I will already have had conversations with, we most likely have already cracked, already had a great time with, or maybe it's a new one, but ain't no fucking like recruitment and shit like that. Like we could already spend some time together. And then when we like on the trip together and shit like that, like I'm gonna be chopping it up with them. I'm gonna be chopping it up with them. If they want to go back to the room and be with a god, then that's gonna be their choice. But they don't get that choice from me. Like, hey, let's go chill. Not from another female. Hey, he likes you. Let's go. That's some, like, that reminds me of some elementary school shit, like playground shit. It's very weird. Like, you're a billionaire, but you can't go up there and say, hey, like, let's conversate. I want to know more about you, da-da-da-da. Like, hey, let's go ahead and, go ahead and do what we're going to do. Be adults. See, that's where it turns to escorting, when another female's like, hey, he likes you. You should go in the room and do that other shit with him.